I can't believe that happened. Like, that is utterly insane how the end of that Raptors game played out. It appeared Jamal Shed had the game-winning bucket, and it was deja vu all over again, just like the Orlando Magic game from the other night. However, after further review, Jamal Shed did not get the shot up in time. As Jamal Shed, he saw his game-winning basket wiped away, and the Toronto Raptors, they lose this game against the Wizards. Barely losing. My goodness, it looked like another triumphant win for the Raptors. And I was ready to say the basketball gods, they don't want to see the Raptors tank. They don't want to see the Raptors lose. But the Raptors, they are able to lose this game because of what happened there at the end. And look, I feel for Jamal Shed. And Jamal Shed, I'm truly sorry. I really am. Because that would have been awesome for his career. But that's the first time in my life, guys. If I'm being perfectly honest with all of you, that's the first time in my life that I was happy that a Raptors game-winning bucket didn't count. Because that's huge for the tankathon. That is a huge loss. The Raptors keep pace with the Nets and the Sixers, who just lost, and they still have a slim half-game cushion for the fifth worst record in the reverse standings. So that was such a huge outcome, huge result. And look, I look at it as a win-win. The fans got to see a game winner momentarily. Jamal Shed got to feel how good it was to get a game winner momentarily. And then it gets chalked up as a loss. I think that accommodates both sides in this situation. But man, like, that was wild. This is the most entertaining Raptors losing season ever. Like, when's the last time these games are coming down to the wire and these games are downright exciting when you got a team that is 21-43? Has this ever happened before? It's never happened during the Raptors' existence, where you have such a bad losing season, but yet these games are so fun to watch. And these games mean something. Like, all of these games are going to mean something down the stretch, these last 18 games. Because for every loss, it helps the Raptors tank. And for every win, it gets the Raptors closer to that play-in spot. Which right now, I don't think anybody wants that 10th and final play-in spot in the East. It's like everybody's trying their hardest to stay far, far away from that 10th spot. And I mean, you look at this one, guys. It was clear as day that the Raptors were trying to lose this game and tank. Because fourth quarter time, this time, Darko Rajakovic, he pulls out his best players. Scotty Barnes sits out for the majority of the fourth quarter. And the really big indication of Darko really trying to lose his game, Jakob Poeltl got hot. The reason why the Raptors got right back in this game. I think he had 9 himself in the quarter. He had a steal that led to a bucket. And after that whole heater, if you will, he gets taken out of the game. And we don't see him again for the rest of the fourth. And then RJ Barrett gets subbed off for the rest of the game at the 4-minute mark. And then you look at the Raptors, they close with Shed, Roden, Lawson, Castleton, who all of a sudden is playing in some major minutes fresh off that 10-day contract, and Orlando Robinson, which, by the way, Orlando Robinson has looked good for the Raptors. I've been impressed from what I've seen from him in those minutes. 7 points, 7 rebounds, couple of blocks. Jamison Battle had 11 points and 8 rebounds. But Raptors close with those 5, and they still nearly edge out the win. Like, it was great to see those players in this moment. And again, it was the Orlando Magic game all over again. And really, like, if that play call there at the end for Jamal Shed is drawn a little bit closer up, that's a bucket. Like, that's a win. The fact that the play started almost at midcourt with like 2 seconds left, you were just asking Jamal Shed to run out of time, which ended up being the case. So it was a nice drive. It was a nice finish. Doesn't count for Shed. He would have joined his fellow rookie, Jacoby Walter, with a game-winning basket this season. But yeah, you look at this one, guys. I mean, Jakob Poeltl, if the Raptors kept playing him in that fourth, he had 21, 5 and 5, and RJ Barrett, if he kept playing at 23, 9 and 3, the Raptors would have won this game. Scotty, 18, 4 and 2. So the big turning point was when Darko sat those 3 out. You knew it was going to be one of those games. But again, you got to credit that 5-man group I just mentioned, because they still nearly pulled it off, coming away with key makes. Shed with the, game-winning bucket. Obviously didn't count, but they got some nice play from those guys. And then for the Wizards, if you're on Team Tank like myself, you got to shout out Jordan Poole, because the Wizards got no shot to win this game if Poole doesn't have as big of a game as he ends up having. He had 34. Middleton had a couple of big shots late. So it's like nobody wanted to win this game late. And for the Raptors, it was so close for them to once again get a win there right at the end. And it's going to be interesting to see how this thing plays out, because I was a little confused. I thought maybe it was going to be like that Jazz game, because it was confusing with the Jazz game, because the Raptors had some key starters left in that one at the end. But then in this one, Darko reverts back to that classic tank tactical approach, and it worked. And really, if the Raptors do want to survive this tank, they got to do more of this. This is the recipe. You're probably not going to fully shut down barbecue. You're going to keep having variations of it, like we saw, quickly play last game, sits out today. Wouldn't be surprised if RJ gets the next game off. And, if that happens with Scottie playing, and I think that's the wild card in all of this. Like, Scottie is going to play, because the Raptors are not going to take away his chance, although it is a long shot chance. I don't think it's going to happen, but the Raptors won't take away that chance, and that is sitting out Scottie Barnes games where he's ineligible for All NBA. If you have that happen where, certain guys are out, in and out of the lineup, Scottie does play, but you limit their playing time like we saw in this situation, and you shut them down for the fourth quarter, I think it can work. I think if you continue to close with, Roden, Castleton, Robinson, Lawson, Shed, or any variation of the young guys, two-way guys, rookie guys, 10-day contract guys, you could probably end up surviving this thing, and you probably won't be in a position where you're making the play-in. But if Darko kind of goes the other way with, the Jazz approach, they're probably going to win a lot of these games down the stretch. That's what makes the ending of this season so fascinating, that this thing can turn on a dime. Like, right now, things are okay if you're on Team Tank, but the Raptors could still reel off the next 3 in a row. And they got the easiest remaining schedule. So I'm interested to see how this is all going to play out. But these games have been entertaining. And I mean, this is as ethical of a tank as you can ask for with the Toronto Raptors. Because with the group they had out there, they played hard. And they nearly stole one there at the end at home. But the Wizards, they do win. The Raptors will see the Wizards once again. Who goes in that one, who sits out, etc. But let me know your thoughts, guys. What were some of your takeaways? What was your reaction to that wild, wild ending that saw the Raptors come away with the 118-117 loss? Let me know your thoughts. Drop a like on the video. Smash the subscribe button for more. That's it for me. It's Luke signing off. Thanks so much for watching. I will catch you all again in the next one.